Welcome to today's session. It's designed to help you gently release patterns that have kept you stuck and guide your mind into a deeply calm, focused state where real change can begin. As your nervous system settles, your subconscious mind becomes more open and creating newer possibilities. So, when you're ready to relax, reset, and reconnect to your inner clarity, let's begin. Before we begin, please make sure you're in a safe, comfortable place where you won't be disturbed for the next little while. This session is designed to help your mind and your nervous system relax. If you're driving or operating machinery, please save this session for later, when you can fully rest and enjoy the experience. So many people imagine hypnosis as something mysterious or something that makes a person lose control. But the truth is, it's quite different. Hypnosis is simply a natural state of focused awareness, similar to the experience you have when you are deeply absorbed in a good book, movie, or even a powerful idea. In fact, if you think about it, you already experience hypnosis many times in your life. Perhaps when you're reading something so interesting that you've lost track of time, or when you're driving somewhere and suddenly you realize you have arrived without even remembering every kilometre of the journey. Your mind naturally moves in focused states like this, and when it does, something very interesting happens. The analytical part of your mind relaxes, and the creative part of your mind becomes more active. The creative part of your mind is the same part responsible for imagination, storytelling, creativity, insight, and intuition. It's a part of your mind that great authors rely on. And today we're simply allowing that part of your mind to become more accessible, more active, and more powerful. You will always remain in control. You will hear everything I say, and your mind will naturally accept the ideas that are useful and beneficial to you. What hypnosis does is allow the mind to focus deeply, so the ideas that support your creativity, your confidence, and your ability to write become stronger. Because somewhere inside you already exists that ability to write your book. Sometimes the only thing required is removing hesitation, unlocking creativity, and allowing the ideas to flow naturally. And today, that process begins. Now, I'd like you to focus your eyes gently on a point somewhere in front of you. It could be a spot on the wall, a point on the ceiling, or anywhere that feels comfortable for your eyes to rest. Just allow your gaze to settle there. As you continue to look at that point, you may begin to notice small changes happening in your eyes. Perhaps they begin to blink slightly more slowly, or maybe the muscles around your eyes begin to relax. That's right. And as you take a slow breath in and a breath out, allow the eyes to blink once. And as you breathe in again, and notice how your eyes naturally want to blink again. Good. Now, with the next breath, allow the eyes to close. Just let them close naturally. And as they close, notice how your mind can begin to drift inward. And in a moment, I'll ask you to briefly open your eyes again and then close them once more, allowing yourself to relax even deeper So gently open your eyes now and take another breath and close them again, and allowing your body to relax twice as deeply as before. Good. Each time your eyes close, your mind goes deeper. Let's do that again. Open your eyes briefly and close them again. And now allow that feeling of relaxation to double, spreading through your body. Your mind beginning to drift. Your awareness turning inward. And the deeper you go, the easier it becomes to simply listen, imagine, and allow. Because your subconscious mind already knows how to relax, and it knows how to create, and it knows how to help you unlock the creative writer within. Now imagine yourself in a place that represents creativity. It might be a quiet study filled with books, or perhaps a peaceful cabin surrounded by nature. Maybe it's a cozy cafe where great ideas seem to flow effortlessly. Your mind will naturally choose a place that feels right. Notice the atmosphere there, the lighting, the sounds, perhaps a soft scratch of a pen, or a quiet tapping of keys. This is your creative space. A place where ideas are free. A place where imagination flows easily. And as you imagine yourself sitting there, ready to write, something interesting begins to happen. You begin to realize that writing is not about forcing words. It's about allowing ideas to emerge. Just like when a story begins, forming naturally in your mind. Because every great author knows something important. The best writing doesn't come from pressure. It comes from curiosity, from imagination, from letting the mind wander and discover. And the more relaxed you become right now, the easier it becomes for your subconscious mind to reconnect with that natural creative ability. You may begin noticing thoughts forming, images appearing, ideas emerging, stories waiting to be written, because the book you want to write already exists in fragments, in ideas, in possibilities inside your mind. And as you continue to relax, your mind begins to organising those ideas in new and powerful ways. Confidence growing, creativity expanding, and the realisation forming that writing your book is not difficult. It is simply a process of allowing what is already inside you to come out. And now, as you rest comfortably in this deep state, your mind becomes more open to recognizing truths that may not have always been there, quietly waiting to be acknowledged. Because something interesting happens when a person reaches that stage of life you are in right now. You have lived. You have seen things. You have learned lessons that no textbook could ever teach. And sometimes the mind can play a strange trick. It can whisper, "Who am I to write a book? What if people criticize it? Maybe I'm not good enough." And yet, those thoughts are simply old mental habits, not facts. Because the truth is something quite different. The truth is that wisdom accumulates over time, and there is a powerful difference between knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge comes from reading books, but wisdom comes from living life. And you have lived a long life, gathering experiences, insights, stories, perspectives that many young writers simply do not have, which means something important. You are not an imposter. You are an authority on your own life, your own experiences, and your own perspective. And no one else on this planet can write your book the way you can. Because your voice, your journey, your understanding is uniquely yours. And the interesting thing about writing is that the most powerful books are never written by people who think they are perfect. They are written by people who simply tell the truth of their experience. And you can allow that realization to settle in your mind now. You don't have to prove anything. You only have to express what you know. Now something else begins to shift. Your relationship with criticism because criticism often feels like rejection. But in reality, criticism is simply feedback from someone else's perspective. And every successful author, every successful creator has experienced criticism. It is not proof that the work is bad. It is proof that the work exists. And when someone criticizes writing, it does not mean that they are criticizing you. They're responding to words on a page from their own experiences, in their own expectations, their own mindset. And your mind can begin separating those things now. Your worth as a person and comments about a piece of writing, they are not the same. And the more relaxed you become, the more easily your mind begins to understand something powerful. Criticism is simply information, sometimes useful, sometimes not, but always an optional to accept. And now your subconscious mind begins installing a new response. Whenever you receive feedback about your writing, you pause, you breathe, and your mind clearly asks, is there something useful here? If yes, you use it to make your writing even better. If no, you simply let it go. Just like an experienced craftsman listens to advice, keeps what works, and discards what doesn't. Because writing is a craft, and you are becoming more confident in that craft every day. Now imagine something for a moment. Picture yourself sitting down to write, perhaps early in the morning, or a quiet moment of the day. You open your notebook or your computer, and instead of hesitation, something new happens. A sense of calm confidence, not forced confidence. A quiet certainty. The kind that says, I have something worth sharing. Words begin forming more easily. Ideas connect naturally. Memories surface. Stories unfold. And writing becomes less about proving yourself and more about sharing what you already know. And now we create an anchor, Every time you see the colour red, perhaps on a book cover, a pen, a sign, a card, a piece of clothing, your mind automatically reconnects with this feeling. Confidence in your voice, confidence in your ideas, confidence in your experience. And every time you see the colour red, your creative mind activates more strongly. Your writing becomes easier. Your confidence grows. And that happens automatically. Every time you see the colour red, your confidence grows stronger. Every time you see the colour red, your creativity flows more freely. Every time you see the colour red, your belief in your value of your writing deepens, because you are not writing to prove anything. You are writing to share something meaningful. And your mind knows that now. And now, as your mind continues to relax, imagine yourself standing at the beginning of a quiet path. This path represents deeper levels of your creative mind. A path very few people ever explore. Yet it has always been there within you. Notice the path ahead. Calm, quiet, inviting. And along this path, there are 10 gentle steps leading downward, each one taking you deeper into comfort, deeper into imagination, deeper into that creative place where stories naturally emerge. In a moment, I'll count down from 10 to 1. With each number, you step down. Your mind relaxes twice as deeply. 10. Taking the first step, feeling the body becoming heavier, more comfortable. 9. The outside world fading away. Your attention turning inward. 8. Every breath allowing you to sink deeper into calm. 7. Your mind opening to ideas, memories, stories waiting to be told. 6. Halfway down now, going deeper and deeper. 5. A pleasant drifting sensation as the thought of your mind is floatly gently. 4. Every muscle relaxing, every thought slowing. 3. Your creative mind becoming more active, more curious. 2. A deeper calm settling through your entire body. 1. Stepping into that soft ground at the bottom of the path. A place where imagination lives. And here, in this peaceful place, you discover something special. A small writing desk waiting for you. Your writing desk, a place where ideas are free to appear, words are free to form, and creativity flows naturally. Now I want to tell you a story about an old craftsman. This craftsman had spent years and most of his life building beautiful things. Furniture, tools, objects that lasted for generations. But one day, after many years of work, he looked at his workshop and wondered, am I really good enough? Were my creations ever truly valuable? And as he stood there thinking those thoughts, a young apprentice walked into the shop. The apprentice looked around in amazement. He saw pieces that had lasted decades, pieces that had been used by families, objects that have stood the test of time. And the apprentice asked something very simple. How did you learn to build things like this? The old craftsman shrugged and said, I'm not sure, I just keep working, learning, fixing mistakes, improving over time. The apprentice smiled and said, that's exactly why your work is valuable. Because mastery never comes from believing you are perfect. Mastery comes from experience, patience, and persistence. And the craftsman suddenly realized something. The value of his work was never determined by his doubts. It was determined by the years of experience contained within. And in the same way, your book contains something powerful. It contains a lifeline and a lifetime of understanding. Thoughts, lessons, observations, stories that only you can share. Just like the craftsman, you have spent decades gathering experiences, and writing your book is simply the process of shaping those experiences into something meaningful. Not perfect, not flawless, just real, honest, and valuable. Because people are not searching for perfect authors. They are searching for authentic voices. Now imagine something. Picture yourself sitting down to write. Perhaps tomorrow, perhaps later this week. You open your notebook or computer and something has changed. The hesitation that once appeared is gone. Instead, there is a calm sense of curiosity. You begin writing the first sentence. then another. Ideas begin forming. Memories come back easily. Stories connect. Your writing begins to flow. Now imagine someone reading part of your work, perhaps offering feedback, and notice something interesting. Your mind remains calm. Instead of feeling attacked, your mind simply elevates the comment. Your mind asks, is this useful? If it is useful, you use it to improve your work. If it is not useful, you let it go. Because criticism no longer shakes your confidence. It simply becomes part of your creative process. Just like every author experiences. And now imagine something even further in the future. Your book is complete. You hold the finished work in your hands. You flip through the pages and you feel something powerful. Pride. Not because it's perfect, but because it is yours. Your thoughts, your stories, your legacy, and that feeling simply settles deeply in your mind now. In a moment, I'm going to count from 0 to 5. With each number, you'll begin returning to full awareness, bringing back all the confidence and creativity you have experienced here today. 0, your mind beginning to rise gently like a calm tide. 1, energy returning to your body. 2, a sense of clarity moving through your mind. 3, feeling refreshed, confident and positive. 4, taking a deep breath now, feeling awake and alert. 5, eyes open, fully awake, fully refreshed, confident and motivated to write. Over the next hours and days, you may notice something interesting. Ideas appearing, memory surfacing, sentences forming in your mind, a quiet urge to sit down and write. And each time you see the colour red, your mind connects with calm confidence you experienced here. Your creativity becomes stronger. Your writing flows more easily. Your belief in your voice grows. Every time you see the colour red, your mind remembers, my experience has value, my stories matter, my voice deserves to be written. And that confidence continues growing day by day, word by word, page by page, until your book becomes a reality. So thank you today. If you enjoyed this session, you may simply want to listen again to deepen your benefits. And if you're ready to explore a deeper transformation, you'll find links in my description where you can learn more about working with me privately. You'll also find more additional hypnosis sessions designed to support your nervous system, your mindset, and your personal transformation. Until next time, take care of your mind, your body, and your nervous system.